Welcome to another edition of Our City. A few things going around the city of Elizabeth this week. On Wednesday, February 11th at 5 o'clock in the evening, I'm going to join the Greater Elizabeth Chamber of Commerce. They have a business after-hours social networking event, and this month it will be held at Noches de Colombia on 545 Bayway Avenue. For more information, or if you want to attend, please call 908-355-7600. And on Thursday, February 12th of this week, please be advised that City Hall will be closed in observance of Abraham Lincoln's birthday. And also on Monday, February 16th, City Hall will be closed in observance of George Washington's birthday. So if you need more information concerning these events or any other events, please call our Public Information Office at 908-820-4124. And please stay with us after these messages, where I'll be joined by members of the Benedictine Academy community, which is celebrating their centennial anniversary.
Why do we like it here? Let's just say the reasons are diverse. Kean University.
Welcome back to Our City, where I'm pleased to be joined by Sister Sharon McHugh, who's the new principal. Sister Sharon, welcome.
Thank you very much.
And Mr. James Sarto, who is the new principal at Benedictine Academy.
Yes, I am.
James, welcome. And also Miss Annalisa Branco, who is the admissions director of admissions, like I said, Benedictine Academy. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, Sister, we'll start with you. You've been in the Benedictine community for a few years, but this is your first stint as president. So tell us about this role.
Well, many years ago, I graduated from Benedictine Academy, and when I entered the community right after I graduated from the academy, and I went into the healthcare field. And most recently, I was the prioress of the Benedictine Sisters, and I steeped myself in, as part of being the prioress, in learning what the operations were as the school, so I would have an understanding of that. I come to this position as president with strong administrative skills, organizational skills, and communication skills. I feel that over the next few years, I'm going to be working closely with Jim Sarto, who started here as the principal in the summer. And I see myself also as working with the families, helping them to understand what Benedictine has to offer in terms of its education, in terms of its spirituality, and in terms of its character development for the students through athletics and activities. I think that's important for them to know. I see myself, my role as president, to be someone who is a friend raiser and also a fundraiser. So that's what I see as my role in the future.
And Jim, you're the new principal, as Sister just said. You started in the summertime. What attracted you to Benedictine Academy, or what did Benedictine Academy find in you attractive to bring you here?
Well, I've been in education for 35 years as an administrator, and actually I retired from the public school district, and I was going to go in a totally different direction. I was called to come in and view the school, and to tell you the truth, it's a phenomenal school. Meeting the people, meeting the staff, meeting the sisters was wonderful, but what really sold me was meeting the kids. I spent a day in the cafeterias and moving around the school just talking to the kids, and they're very focused, very determined, very polite, but just the warmth, just the family feel, it really is a nice school, an educational setting, but a nice school capable of really reaching for the stars.
And Annalisa, it's your job. I mean, if Jim's talking about reaching for the stars, your job as a director of admissions is to get these young ladies in there so you have a class to reach for the star. Are you a graduate of Benedictine Academy?
Yes, I graduated in 2000.
In 2000. So you not only went to school there, you're giving back on making sure this school prospers for the long term. So what is your pitch? How do you go to the 8th graders and make that pitch to the TV audience now? What do you do?
Well, coming in from a background of, I'm also the catechetical leader at Our Lady of Fatima in Newark, so I have that one-on-one with students, with children, as well as being a director of the sport club in Newark. We reached out to students and to teenagers who are looking for a Catholic education. Many students are on the verge between public and Catholic, and it's always, when you speak to the parents and you speak to the students, it's about what they want in an environment for their young girls, especially with girls developing nowadays. I love the Super Bowl commercial of Always with the campaign of "Think Like a Girl" or "Like a Girl," and it shows compassion, it shows leadership, it shows determination, and it's all what girls need, especially at this developmental stage of their lives. They need that one-on-one with faculty. They need that one-on-one with the students, so that they feel a family environment, so that when they go out into the real world, they're prepared, they're academically focused, they're involved in all the activities that we have offering at the school, and they're involved athletically and spiritually, because that is our fundamental, is that Jesus Christ is the first teacher of our school.
So Sister Annalisa started to describe the mission, but what do you see as the principle of the three major assets to attract young women to Benedictine Academy?
I think that we have challenging academics at the school. I think that we also, we develop young women to be good citizens. Okay, I think character development, helping them, preparing them for going out there into the world, and helping them so that the business leaders will be proud of them and want to hire them. And so they have, we help them to meet the expectations of what business leaders want. So I think that definitely academics. I think that character building and oh God, my
spiritual.
Yeah.
Don't forget that one.
Yeah, that's good.
Otherwise, you can't go back to the sisters, right? Yeah. So Jim, the core learning curriculum is constantly changing in New Jersey. I guess, as you know, that being an educator, and so the core curriculum, current standards. How do you address that with the young ladies over at Benedictine Academy?
We have, because 100% of the girls who go to the academy get into colleges, we reach higher than the New Jersey core curriculum content standards. We are more attuned to 21st century learning right now. As a matter of fact, for the upcoming year, we've increased 14 new courses and electives for our students to take. A lot of it comes off of STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and math. If you add A, it's for the arts. We add the R, so it's STREAM, because R is for religion. So what we call is RA, religion, the academics, the arts, the athletics. You need all four to be a full person. If you're sitting on a stool and you took one leg away, you topple over. So those are the directions we go. If I lean more towards the STEM, for example, one of our courses next year is design a race car. So the kids would downsize it, make it aerodynamic. We would print it out on a 3D printer, print out the tires, and actually race the car to see if they came up with the right specifications for it. Once we fine-tune the car, then we can enlarge it, and we would design a full race car, or an aileron, or an elevator for an airplane. Those are the directions we're going into. So it's got to be a lot of the math, science, and technologies.
And Annalisa, Jim is talking about some of the core curriculum standards, but you not only got to sell that, you got to sell the clubs and some of the athletics. Yes. So tell us about some of the clubs and the extracurricular. I worked with some of the young ladies on bullying and that issue. So tell us about how you can involve them in after school activities as well.
Well, we're a small school, but we have a plethora of clubs and activities that we encourage the girls, especially the Big Sister, Little Sister program, which we encourage. Every 9th grader coming in is given a 10th grade Big Sister, and we host a little gathering called the Cupcake Social that we invite them all to come in, and they start making friendships along the way, even before they're students at Benedictine. They're registered students, but they already come in and be part of the family. We also have the student ambassadors hosted the Pancreatic Cancer Research Walk. We also do other activities with human trafficking, and so the girls actually want these clubs. They go out if they present a case. Right now we're in the midst of creating a crock pot club. The girls want to learn how to cook, but there's ways that we can do cooking at the school, so that's one of the activities that the girls want to learn to do, and so we're hoping to get that launched up. So
one other thing in my notes to ask, what is B Week?
B Week? B Week is coming up. It came from a model that really send out the juniors the last week of February, and they're placed in internships. And they get a feeling before they start applying to colleges of what the real workforce is. So the students go out, they report to different centers. Some go to New York. We've had students at law firms in the city. We've also had students at architecture firms, at veterinarians, at hospitals. And they go out, they do their internship for a week, and then they come back and present what they really learned at during that week of.
How did you get B week?
Benedictine.
There you go. I should have known that, right?
If I could tie together with that, when they become seniors, we're offering what we call the Option 2 program in New Jersey, which is a senior option program. So seniors can take their main academic courses, but can then also be released to go into internships, can actually go into the universities like Kane or one of the community colleges, get high school credit, as well as seeing if they are fit for what they would like to do after high school for it. So that's part of the new curriculum. And as Annalisa said, with the new courses, with the new clubs and activities, we meet with the kids in small groups at lunchtime. We meet with them individually throughout the year to see what they're interested in. This year they were interested in swimming. We started a swim team. They're interested in tennis, sign language. I'm an interpreter for the deaf. I started a sign language club for the students. They're interested in certain things, and we have to take what they're interested in the 21st century. We keep the traditions, but also we have to move ahead and get the students prepared to go into,
Jim, you said 100% of students go to college from Benedictine Academy?
Well, 100% of the students who want to go to college, which is usually every student, they go off to college. Sometime we've had Notre Dame, Penn State, Seton Hall, Princeton.
Miss Burke,
exactly.
I think, went to Princeton,
Yes,
right?
Miss Burke. Yes.
Right. So the students who go on, this year we have the 47 students who are graduating. As of now, they've raised over $4 million in scholarships. We're trying to hit the $5 million button for that. But that's all for hitting all the areas and developing into it. So the students are very well rounded when they leave the academy.
So, sister, we've gone through 100 years. What's your vision for the next, should I say next 100, or just...
I think it's important for us...
How do you get it going for the next 100?
How do we do that?
Going out and recruiting.
I think, our name is out there. I think Benedictine Academy is out there, and I think it's important for us to keep our name on the top and in the forefront. I think that we're proud of our young ladies academically. We need to keep them up there and to continue that in the next 100 years. I think that I see myself as the president and also as the development director and the staff. We need to cultivate new friends, financial supporters that are going to be able to help us move forward into the trends of what's needed academically into the future. So that's what I see us doing in the next 100 years.
Thank you. Sister Annalisa and Jim, I thank you for being on the first segment. We're going to be joined by some more members of the Benedictine community for the second segment, and I appreciate all of your efforts on keeping Catholic education going in the city, and especially for young ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor.
Please stay with us after these messages. We're back with more about the centennial anniversary of Benedictine Academy. Welcome back to our city, and I'm pleased to be joined by Miss Rosemary Carroll, an alum of Benedictine Academy and on the Centennial Committee. Welcome.
Thank you.
And Miss Samara Morales, who is a current senior. Thank you, Samara, for coming.
Thank you.
And Miss Rosemary Anderson, who is the Director of Development at So why don't we start with you, Rosemary? You're an alum, I'm not going to say when, just a couple of years ago though, right? And you've enjoyed a remarkable career, but your days at Benedictine Academy, how did they prepare you for the career that you've made? How did that happen?
Well, let me just say we were normal teenage girls like anybody else. We worried about our date for the school dance and exams and all those things. But we were in an environment that was nurturing, supportive. The teachers loved us and we felt that. And in addition to a good education, we were self-confident by the time we graduated. But the important element, I think, was that we were reminded that we each had gifts given to us by God to use. We take our education and our talents and serve others. And that was the foundation. We were aware that there was more out there and something bigger than ourselves. And that was a very strong foundation along with our education and our self-confidence, to go on to college and on to all the different careers that all of us had.
And Rosemary, 100 years, in the past 100 years, it's been extremely successful. Why do you believe you've been successful, and how do you build on those successes for the future?
I think the key to our success is our adaptability and being present to what is happening in the world, making sure that we are educating our young women to understand what is happening in the world so that they are prepared when they go out to college, on to their careers. And just a matter of you need to be with the times. You need to know what's coming up next so that you can be prepared for it. That's what we're doing with our young women.
Samara, you're a senior. You're one of the young women that everybody's been talking about. And how did you find your way, first of all, to Benedictine Academy? You're from the city of Newark. How did you find out about Benedictine Academy?
Well, it's like Ms. Branco had said before. She's a director of the sport. She was a director of the Sport Club Portuguese in Newark, and I knew her. And I also, some of the girls that went to my old school, Ann Street, they went to Benedictine, and they told me how great it was. And I just wanted to see for myself how it really was. And when I got there, it was not any different. It was exactly.
So you've been there for the 4 years.
Yes.
And so it was word of mouth that basically got you going.
Yes.
There. But what's the thing you like best now that you're there? What have you liked about Benedictine Academy? I
honestly like everything about there. I like the fact that the teachers are so concerned about our education, and they're so worried about like what. You know, if we need any help, you can always go to them, and they're always ready to assist us through everything we need. And it's like, since it's a small community and we're like a family there, we can always count on each other for anything that we need. So I love that. It's like a family-oriented environment, and that's.
So would you recommend Benedictine Academy to young 8th grade girls?
Absolutely. There's no doubt that I would do such thing.
And have you had those conversations with anybody?
Yes, I actually talked to some of the freshmen that come in to play volleyball with us during the summer. They say they're in between schools, and I said, well, come to BA, you know, and I tell them about the great opportunities we have and the great programs that we have, and like, you know, how the sports the sports stuff that we have at school is just so amazing, and the opportunities we just get, it's like beyond my expectations. It's not what I was actually expecting to experience in high school.
And no boys in school is fine, right?
Perfectly fine.
Perfectly fine. That's always a question people ask, and they say it seems you do better without them.
Yes.
And personally, yeah. Good. Rosemary, as a member of the Centennial Committee, some of the activities that you've planned for Benedictine Academy's 100-year celebration, if you don't mind talking with us about some of those.
Well, we have a year of activities. We started with the golf tournament, which was our centennial tournament, and we have a lecture series. Our first lecture was in October, and we had the Jesuit Father James Martin talking about his most recent book on the historical Jesus, and that was very highly attended right here at Kane University in the STEM building. And then our next lecture is March 8th, and that will be Sister Simone Campbell, who is best known as the Nuns on the Bus.
I like them, by the way.
Yes, and she is one of the foremost thinkers and speakers to Catholic justice, Catholic social justice in our country today, and she. I'm
always telling the priests that they should start listening to these nuns on the bus.
Well,
the priests don't.
Well, invite them to our lecture.
I should.
They're welcome to our lecture, and of course, we have another night coming up. The students always have an entertainment night, and this year, alumni are invited to participate, and one of our leaders of that program is a graduate who is Wincy Terry Bryant, who is a professional performer and also an educator, and she is the host, the master of ceremonies for the evening. And then on April 24, we have our gala dinner, and that is going to be at Galloping Hill, the new facility. It's just a beautiful facility, and they are rolling out the red carpet for us, doing everything to make our night memorable and fun. And we have so many alumni who are anxious to attend and participate, and that will be our big cheer night.
And Rosemary, the centennial events are open to the public.
Absolutely.
Tell us about the Night of Artistic Expression, which is being held on Friday, February 21st.
It's February 20th, and that was that's the talent night that Rosemary was just speaking about. Any of our events are going to be posted on our website, so people can just go to www.benedictineacad.org and click on the Centennial logo. We have a special logo in the upper left of the homepage, and they can get information. This Night of Artistic Expression, tickets are only $10 for adults and $5 for students, and refreshments are included in that. It's a great deal, and it'll be a great deal of fun. Doors will open at 6:30 for an art show, and then the show itself, the talent part, begins at 7. So people should have a great time.
Samara, is college in your plans?
Absolutely.
And have you picked?
I'm looking into Montclair.
And how has Benedictine Academy prepared you for those choices?
Benedictine Academy has pushed me to my limits. It has gotten to a particular part of my life where I was like, you know, I just can't do it anymore. But
can't do what?
I couldn't like, I thought I couldn't do it. I thought I couldn't. I was like, I'm stuck here. Like, there's absolutely nothing I could do. I'm here now. I'm not going to graduate. Like, I really thought really negative about it. But then with the help of the administration and the teachers, I was able to get to them and say, hey, can you help me? And they just helped me. I took honors courses as well as advanced placement classes, so they were extremely hard. But with the help of the administrations and my friends at school and everybody, they just gathered and all helped me, and I was able to pass all my classes.
That's probably more important than anything else you could ever say, is that you had such a great team of people to help you, and maybe you may have struggled in advanced placement classes, but you were smart enough to figure out there's a way to do this, and that's getting another team around me. And now you're going to college.
Yes.
So that team you put in place here at Benedictine Academy, it's going to be the same structure when you go to college. So there's something called a SOC program, Samara? What's?
Oh yes. Now we have the 100,000 Happy Feet program that we're doing. It's by a club called the Holy Warriors. Our main focus is to get socks in order to help the less fortunate. And we have received many
Do they match? No, just
we have received many socks from people in school, administration, teachers, students, as well as from outside. So we're on our way there.
And then what are you going to do with the socks when you got a distribution point?
Yes, we're going to give it to like the less fortunate and to the wounded warriors.
So Rosemary, now that we're talking about the next 100 years, do you have favorite memories of Benedictine Academy? And
yes,
how can they
many.
translate to possibly work with the young ladies like Samara in today's world?
Well, you echo everything that I experienced, and it was just a wonderful place. It was a happy place, I remember, and our parents had hopes for us, and the sisters understood that and threw in their Benedictine values, and it was home. It was home, and every time I go back, I have that feeling of being home again. It's just a wonderful, happy place.
Have you been coming back and helping out besides just the Centennial? And you, or did you like leave Benedictine Academy for a while and then all of a sudden say, "Hey, I'm going to give back some of my time"?
Actually, you're right. I did. I moved around a lot after I got married, and then now I'm back in New Jersey, and Rosemary found me.
Yes.
Is that how it worked?
Yes. And I'm delighted to be back, yes.
So Rosemary found you and you couldn't say no to Rosemary's advances.
Actually,
to say,
it was Sister
help.
Germaine who called me up, and I couldn't say no to her.
Yep.
Was Sister Germaine there when you were?
I don't know. I know she wasn't.
She wasn't there at the time. So Rosemary, part of the opportunities for Benedictine Academy is to reach out to people like Rosemary and say
To reconnect.
Yeah, to reconnect, but also to get somebody like this involved in your Centennial Committee.
Yes.
And do most of the women say yes?
We have a wonderful group of alums, and very many of them connected, very many of them supportive financially of the school. I am blown away sometimes by the love that these women show for Benedictine Academy. And rarely do they say no if we ask them to become involved with an event or some activity. And Sister Germaine certainly was a large part of
their inability to say no, but I think Sister Sharon has the same charm, and I think they will continue to say, sure, be happy to be involved.
You know, an interesting thing, I've reconnected with so many of the women that I knew in school, and it's almost as if I never traveled away, that we've been friends forever. It's that kind of welcome and camaraderie that is just still there.
Did you have reunions or anything through the years?
We did, and I attended those, yes. Right. But I lived out of state for a while.
So it was kind of like you popped back in and...
Just as though nothing ever happened in between.
Good. So Samara, your friends, what are their thoughts on how their time at Benedictine Academy? Are there some that say, I can't wait for this to be over, and there are some who are going to be a little like, hey, I'm going to miss some of this?
Yeah, we actually, since we're seniors now, we actually talk about it, and it's very heartbreaking to know because the bond that we have there is extraordinary. It's like we walk in and we just feel the complete love. It's like we yell in the hallway, oh, hi, like I miss you, stuff like that. And the administration could see that. We really love each other, and it's heartbreaking to know that we're going to leave, but we know we're going to meet up during Thanksgiving and, you know, celebrate and spend our time together.
So do you see yourself like Rosemary in years to come and pitching back in at some point in a successful career and coming back to help some other young ladies go through Benedictine Academy?
Definitely. I have a scholarship there. So basically what I plan to do is to get a good enough job where I could also be an angel to somebody who wants to me and help somebody like somebody wants to me.
Well, Samara, I want to wish you well in your college career, and thank you for taking the time out of class today to tape this show for the Centennial. I appreciate it. And Rosemary, thank you for all your work in raising development funds. And
thank you.
I look forward to being at the golf outing again. As you know, I enjoy that tremendously.
Yes, that's great.
Rosemary, thank you for coming back after traveling and pitching in and keeping Benedictine Academy going, and hopefully for the next 100 years. Thank you very much.
Okay,
thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Chris Bolwage, and I want to thank the members from Benedictine Academy who are participating in this evening show, starting with Sister Sharon and Mr. James Sarto, the principal, Annalisa Branco, and this panel wishing Benedictine Academy well on the next 100 years. I'm Chris Bolwage, and we'll see you next week on another edition of Our City.
We're creating tomorrow's jobs today. Kane University.